Hello, hello! This is Carla from Art with Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here joining me for one more video. Today I have a very simple one because if you remember some weeks back I shared with you a mini haul that I did when I, for the first time, visited an art store. I mean, for the first time in a while, because I have visited them online throughout, these last couple of years, but I was actually able to go to the US and visited some stores in the last few weeks, and I've been so happy because I miss that excitement and joy that visiting a store such as Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Because for me, you get in and it's like a world of possibilities. There's so many things for anyone to do, like from furniture to, of course, design and arts and knitting and decoration, and oh my god, it's an endless world of possibilities when you enter to either one of those stores. And I just I love it, and I would like to have lots of money so that I could spend there, but well, I don't have lots, but I have some, and I'm able to purchase some things that I want to share with you in this channel, because I like talking to you about art, about stationery, and of course about bullet journaling. But today we're gonna try out my new markers. This might not be, I guess, new to a lot of people, but they're so new to me. Tombow, it's a marker that's, I don't know, like a staple of any marker artist out there, or artists that use markers. And I have been able to try them out for whatever reason. I mean, they're not super expensive, but again, they're not super affordable. I mean, a Crayola marker is, a small pack can be like $3 to $5. And these ones, I got them 50% off, which is why I was able to buy two. And if I'm not mistaken, they were less than $20. I'll check because I can't remember. And I love that Tombow has these packages in pieces of 12 because they're of course more affordable than buying the whole set for $100. And you can start like me with a certain palette. This is the fashion palette and this is the gray palette. So I thought these were the best for me to start. And today I want to try them out, I want to test them out, I want to do some drawings to see how they feel. I don't know why I thought they were water-based, but now they're alcohol-based, so I'm gonna compare them to my Ohuhu markers, another great brand that has very affordable prices, and I wanna, see what's the difference. I mean, should I spend $30 on Ohuhu markers and I'm gonna get more colors, or maybe use those $30 to buy less pieces of a better quality marker such as Tombow or even Copic? So I don't know what's best. So that's what I want to try to find out. If the experience is different, if I can tell, me not being a professional, marker artist, if I can tell the difference. I want to see what's the difference in coloring, what's the difference in, blending them. And yes, I just want to compare and contrast those two brands. And I'll let you know as I'm, using them, my thoughts on the matter. So let's just get to work and find out together, the marvels of Tombow. I'll see you at the end of the video. I am so happy to finally have Tombow markers. I just want to open these up and test them out. Let's see. Look at this. I love that they come even with these little trays that, they're plastic. They're not gonna be very lasting, but it's good to have somewhere to store them, especially like this, like laying down, because that's how the ink doesn't go one way or the other. Now let me just check this one. And here we are, beautiful. See how I can even like have them, you know, one on top of the other or one right next to the other. Like that's something that I was really looking forward to. But to make these things more interesting, not only am I gonna be testing out the colors, but I want to compare them to my Ohuhu and Prismacolor markers. Like Ohuhu has the marker set at a very good price. It was a package that I bought because I thought it was a really good first investment into markers. Because while this 12-pack of Tombow is $46.99, this one is $32 for 60 markers. So I thought it was a good way to start like a collection of markers to have a lot of colors for them. And I got them. So today I want to compare them both. And just because we're here and why not, I thought of also comparing my Prismacolor markers. These also come in a set of 12 and this package was $44. So Tombow and Prismacolors are similar in price. For a piece, you're gonna get them between $2 and $3.75 a piece. And in the case of the Ohuhu, we're gonna be getting them for like 50 cents a piece, which is a very good deal. So anyway, let's compare them, right? Ohuhu, by the way, gives you this little piece of plastic that you can put underneath your paper so that it doesn't damage the rest of the notebook, or in this case, my table. So here's the barrel for the Tombow. You can see that it has two tips, the brush and the chisel. You can see here the color, that they're alcohol based, and in this case they're made in Vietnam. Now this is the Ohuhu. You can see that the barrel's a little bit larger, more oval. It also has the color just on the side, and it has a broad and a fine tip. And this is a Prismacolor. This is the biggest of them all. It's rounded, sort of like a Crayola marker. This one has a brush nib and a thin nib. Here you can see the differences in color. So far, they feel all really good. Probably the Prismacolor is the softest. Remember that probably Tombow and Prismacolor are similar in quality. Ohuhu, because it's a more affordable brand, some people might consider it to have a little bit of a lower quality, but that's exactly what we're gonna test. Let's grab another color. In this case, this set of Prismacolors come with a chisel tip and a fine tip. And let's do one more. I want to see the difference with the black. You can see here the nib. Hopefully you can see it, that it's longer and it goes a little bit from thicker to very thin. The same this one. This is not that big of a chisel tip, which I actually really like. See how this one's a little bit bigger. And see, this one has a very different, I guess, shape to the brush. And you can see here the differences in color. I try to get the most similar colors that I could get because I wanted to have a fair comparison, but they have different nibs. Here I'm gonna do a color comparison. I already went through the Ohuhu and the Prismacolor on the markers that I selected that I thought might match the Tombow markers the best, but let's just finish this chart. So here they are. You can see how the Ohuhu are a bit muted. Probably the Prismacolor are brighted. And I think the Tombow are like in between both of them. I'm gonna do a painting test or a color test between the Ohuhu and the Tombow. That's why I wanted to match the colors as much as I could. The only color from the Ohuhu that I couldn't get was a light, which, let me check. I could be using this one. So let me get it. There we go, now it's complete. I only from the Prismacolor, which I actually wasn't gonna compare them all, but I just decided to do so because, I mean, why not? I just couldn't get like this, I don't know, beigey or these really dark gray. And of course, I have a lot more gray in the Tombow because I got a gray set. But I don't really have a lot of grays. Like I could get the Ohuhu because you can see here that there's quite a few amount of grays. But I just thought it would be nicer just to compare the colored ones. And I also have this Koi coloring brush pen. They have a set of 6 grays that I could eventually compare them to, but probably not in this video. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a comparison, because we can do it. We can certainly do it. I just thought that for this video, I'll just compare the color ones because that's probably the ones that you're more interested in. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this here. And now we're gonna do a blending test. We're gonna first blend the red and the pink. Okay, I think that's as deep as I'm gonna go. I think I did quite well. I mean, I could do better, but I just don't want to damage the paper. You can see here that it went, it bleed through the paper quite a bit. It happens, they're markers, which is why Ohuhu provides you with this little thingy, you know, so you don't damage the following page, or in this case, the desk. Let's try Ohuhu. Here is the Ohuhu. As you saw from the very light pink, I was able to get, you know, a more of a, you know, pinker, barbier, strawberryer pink, because it had a lot of ink and it was easy. Remember that I'm not a marker expert, I'm a marker enthusiast, but you know, we're here to learn and become really experts in this. Let's do the last test. Interestingly, the ones that I could blend the easiest were the Ohuhu, then the Tombow, and finally the Prisma. But I'm gonna do a second blend to see, you know, if it was just these colors or is in general or what. And in case that you're wondering how I do to clean the markers, you just use some other paper and just use them till the tip comes out clean. And in this case here, I have a little bit of ink. You just put a little bit of alcohol and then wipe it clean. It's not that complicated, just in case you were, you know, wondering. And here they are. I think blend-wise, in the second test, this is the one that I couldn't definitely blend that easily. This one, you can see it's a little bit streaky, the same as the one on top. And I did a better job in this one than in this one. Probably, I don't know if I didn't choose the best color combination, the second one, because this one looks a little bit better, even though it's, you know, darky, muddy. But well, I just wanted to test different things and for you to, you know, be able to make your own judgment. What I want to do next is see how well they could potentially be combined amongst them. So I'm going to use the purples that I have and, you know, see what we can do. So when I blended the pinks, it looked really good. And you can see this part of the purple, it looks quite decent. But when I try to, you know, just mix them, you know, between the pink and the purple, I just made a mess. I probably need a transition color here. maybe something like this. Maybe it's a bit better, but well, I cannot tell you that I'm doing my best today. What I noticed is that the ink's quite flowy and it tends to, you know, just make a little bit of a mess. But maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know at this point. I could be doing something wrong. So let me know in the comments if you know what it is that I'm doing wrong. Because yeah, not my best moment, I think. Anyway, let's do one last blend just using Tombow. I want to see if it is because I'm blending them amongst themselves or what it is that I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's because they don't really blend. You can see here what I'm telling you about the ink. That is not something that I love. But well, I know it is ink and it's markers, but I'm not thrilled. So here it is now dry. I don't know if it is me, if it is the paper, if it's the markers. They're leaking and I keep cleaning them, and I know not everybody's like a neat freak, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Just because I was so like surprised at how this is coming out, I went and got like the cheat I used when I tried the Ohuhu, and I don't know, at least with these colors I did a much better job. But yeah, like I don't know what to say. I might need to do some more testing, but I'm gonna put this aside for a little bit, and I want to do a color swatch because I need one. You know, I sort of like have this one which will help me a lot. Just like the Ohuhu comes with this card, I created one for my Prismas so I can have them, you know, in a swatch that I could access if I need to. As you can see, I have 3 markers that I already ran out of in my Prismacolor sets. This is the manga set. This is, I'm calling it the fashion set. I don't know why. This is the 60 color marker set of the Ohuhu. And I'm gonna do a swatch of the fashion. Maybe that's why I'm calling this fashion, but the Tombow is the fashion and the gray. So I want to have them here as reference. They seem a little bit more vibrant in this paper. This is Opalina. So I'm gonna try to test them out in another paper in a minute. I'm just gonna do the gray set. So here they are. Look, the grays, they look so pretty. I wanted a set of grays, and I also want later on to get a set on skin colors. But what I like is that you have a selection of cold and warm grays. Something that, you know, comes really useful. You can see that I have 3 that are repeated. That's okay. You know, it's always good to have extra markers. And if you're wondering like why do I do these swatches, it's exactly because they come in handy. See, when I was trying to color match, I could be using also these cards and look at the grays, let's say, and say, you know what, this one seems a lot like this one, like the CG05. So the same for, I don't know, this one, maybe this one might be CG6. See, and you can match them to different colors. Or when you're doing a piece, you can also find the colors that you want. So that's why I have these swatches. For me, they're very handy. Like I was telling you, this is Opalina. I made this too. And this is the cardboard that Ohuhu provided. And they seem a little bit different. See, they look here, they look more vibrant than in here. So I'm just gonna try to blend these colors on another paper and see how they do. I'll be right back.
The next day.
So now these should all be dry. I mean, this is the first marker test that I ever did. Ohuhu and Prismacolor. I just had it here for reference. In these two tests, I used Canson marker paper, and in this one, I used Smooth Bristol. You can see that my initial selection was best. I just wanted to see what happened if I use a Bristol, because it's a very good paper for mixed medium. Not really for markers, but still they could work really well in them if you know, work hard enough, I guess. But yeah, I think that my initial selection was the way to go. So I'm just gonna put this on the side, because this is not what we did today. I just wanted you to see and have another reference. Now that they dry, you can see that the blends look much better. Here, I actually really like how I blended the colors. Even though it's this Bristol paper, they came out pretty good. This is all three brands. Like I started with, I think, Tombow, and then I put two Ohuhu, and then another Tombow, and then Prismacolor. And I think it came out really well. Much better than this one. Although this one, now that's dry, it looks much better than it did a while ago. And yeah, also I have here all three brands. And these two blends I only did with Tombow markers. I actually like the gray one much better. I guess it's because the colors just complement each other much better. I think maybe here I just went from a lot of different colors. Here I just wanted to try the exact same blend. Here, instead of going from green to blue, I wanted to use just blue, because I thought that maybe that was gonna give me a much better blend. Although I actually like in the Tombow this one better. On the Ohuhu, I actually like this one better. And on the Prismacolor, I don't know, I think maybe this one looks better. Here you can also see that I think this one had a little bit of purple still from this blend. So sorry about that. But they look quite similar on both papers. And here I just wanted to try other markers so you could see the difference. And here I wanted to see how they blend like amongst different brands, because I think I noticed here that the markers that had the most difficulty on like I guess collaborating were the Tombows and Ohuhu together. And you can see here that that's exactly the one that came out the probably worst. And again, probably not the best color selection, going from light pink to purple. The one that looks better is this one. I think Prismacolor was the one that did much better in blending with other brands. But anyway, I mean, that's not really why we're here. Again, this is the color selection of what I have. Here are the new Tombow set. Here's the Ohuhu, and here's the Prismacolor. Just for you to have as reference, because I think we're ready to go through the final thoughts. So first, I want to say that this was very interesting. I was not expecting to go through such a interesting test. And I'm happy that you're here, and hopefully this information, it's good for you. I also want to say that I tried different blending techniques just to make sure, and I can share that video with you. I just don't want to make this longer, but yeah, I did try different blending tests to see which one was better, because as you saw, I was not very happy with the blending. Although again, now that they're dry, I think they look well, much better. much better. So yeah, first I'm gonna start with things that I didn't like, just so that we end up on a high note of the things that I did like. First, well, the lids. You cannot like stack them. Like, it might not be a big deal for some people. I do like to stack them, although I sort of like, I guess I got used to having them not stacked, because the Ohuhu markers, they just don't stack. Yeah, again, Prismacolor can stack. I struggle to open them, but they do stack. Oh God, here. It's just you have to twist the lid and then you have to open it, and yeah, there you go. Okay, so these ones they stack, but the rest they don't. So well, just something that some people might find, you know, on the downside, as I did. Also, like I was showing you, they have the color code, but not the name, which I know is just silly, but for me, it's sort of important. And they have pretty like cool names, like that one that I just show you is True Blue. So shame not having the name there. Again, something silly, but yeah. Which again, here on the Ohuhu, there's no name either. There's only the code. This one, for example, I believe it's also True Blue. Let's check. This is 63 Cerulean Blue. I think then the other blue, the 74, I know it's Brilliant Blue. So yeah, not True Blue then for Ohuhu. It seems, no, we don't have any. Anyway, yeah, True Blue, and they do have the code, and this one's Ultramarine, and they do have the code. I don't know, I just like having the color names, just, you know, something silly, but yeah, that's something that I wanted to point out. Also, well, you saw, I told you that I didn't like that they leak. Again, it's something easy to fix. You just, you know, grab some alcohol and you clean it. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather they don't leak. For example, compared to the Ohuhu, in which in this set I only have the chisel nib and the fine nib. I do love that they have a brush and a chisel. But when you think of the price, Ohuhu is much cheaper, and now they have a brush nib as well. Prismacolor also has a brush nib, different, not as fine, not as conical, more like cylinder and then just a tip. And they do have the fine point, which looks very similar, and the chisel is just much bigger than that one. But price range, Prismacolor and Tombow are on the same price range. I rather have this barrel, like the longer, thinner barrel. I like that about them, rather than the chubbier, junkier barrel. But that's preference. But like Prismacolors are juicier. Tombows feel a little bit more dry. And again, it depends what you want. But yeah, like comparing them amongst themselves, Prismacolor is the juiciest. Ohuhu and Tombow are a little bit more on the dry side. And well, things that I like I told you, I love their shape. I can hold them like a pencil, like that's really convenient. They're not heavy. They're just really, really nice to hold. And I love the nibs. Having a brush and a chisel, I think this is just the perfect combination for any marker. For me, this is, you know, wow, 10 out of 10. And I love that you could get more than 100 colors. Like that's a dream of anyone. I don't know if I'll get them all, but I mean, it's lovely to have that many options. And now that they have a much better price, well, I think it's, you know, just a much better deal because they're much cheaper than a Copic. I never tried the Copic, so I cannot tell you if they're better or not. But price-wise, I mean, they're a much better option for me, for my budget. So those are the things that I didn't like and the things that I loved about them. And also I have some thoughts or some, you know, I just want to tell you my experience. With the lighter colors, I just been struggling to create flat layers for whatever reason. Just wanted to let you know. I mean, it's something that with alcohol markers, it could be difficult to do because sometimes you can see the streaks of your traces. You just have to work really slowly to avoid having those streaks and to be able to have flat layers. But yeah, just for whatever reason with the lighter colors, I struggle more than with the dark colors. And then they layer quite well. Honestly, with alcohol markers, usually with darker colors you struggle to layer, but with them, with the Tombow, I just didn't see that so far. Still, I have to play more with them. I want to do, you know, different illustrations with them, different tests, so that I can have a much better understanding on them and I can tell you more about them. But yeah, I mean, so far that's what I've noticed. Also, feathering didn't occur a lot, so they seem to prevent it quite well, which if it is something that you're looking for, Tombow seems to have their feathering to, you know, the minimum. And they also blend quite well. Like, I just had to work a lot to get them to blend how I wanted, and I really try not to have a lot of streaks, and maybe that's not something that's really easy to achieve with alcohol markers. And as you see now, they look much better now that they dry, and again, I had to work a little bit more, but it is achievable. And from the different blendings that you could do, like layering and feathering, the one that seems to be better, it's the tip to tip. Again, I'm gonna go through that some other time in another video, but yeah, that's the one that seems to be a better option with these Tombow markers. And just last thing, I wanted you to know that darker colors seem to bleed a little bit more, like, well, like you saw here. The blue, the brown, the purple, the red. Again, with these markers, bleeding happens, and for whatever reason, it seems to happen a little bit more with darker colors. And yeah, that's about what I wanted to let you know. So it was quite an experience, and I was so happy to be able to share with you. So thank you once more for joining me today. Don't forget that if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're liking my content, consider subscribing to my channel. I'm always happy when I have a new subscriber, because you don't know how much it helps me. So every time you subscribe, you help me reach out to more people that, like you and me, enjoy art, stationery, art supplies, and of course, we enjoy planning together for a new month in our bullet journals. So thank you once more for subscribing, and you know, thank you for all the support you've given me. So anyway, I'll see you soon in my next video. Have a wonderful week. Keep creative, keep safe, and always, always be kind. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Please like and share my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.